Hi, my name is Jahan, and this is my video for the Question Handler Automated Test class. So, Question Handler was a class that I implemented in Team Project 2. It handles all the database operations for posts, not replies, just posts. And it also handles like deletion, modification, and input validation for these classes. Um, so basically, let's go through it. So this is the constructor. It obviously just constructs the initial question handler. And this is the main method. So instead of implementing like a mainline class separately, I just implemented a main method within the automated test. It just was a lot easier, and I felt that I could just easily incorporate it in, and pretty short. So yeah. So this is the first test case, test valid post creation. So basically, tests a valid post. So the restrictions are your title cannot be more than 100 characters, and your post cannot be less than 5 characters. So this passes all the restrictions. As you can see, this basically adds the post. Add post is a simple query in the question handler class, like a SQL query, which just adds the post according to this functionality, or according to this uh, these these columns. So it'll add like post ID, username, title, and post, and then number of replies is set to 0 automatically. So it'll add those, and it basically sees if the post is there or not. If the post is there, that means it was a valid post and it was posted properly. Um, so the test post deletion is very similar. You add a post through the add post logic. Then basically you call delete post, and it's deleted if the return result set from return all posts or get all questions is null. That means there's no questions there anymore. And this is the only question really there. So it would return null, which is deleted and null. So that's true. And this you use rs.next to get the last post in there. Test input validation. So basically, this is similar to the test case one. Basically, you repeat A 150 times, which means the title exceeds 100 characters, and you only have X as the input for the post content, which means that it's less than 5 characters, which violates both of them. So realistically, they should output 2 error messages. Um, Here, what happens is you add this post, and then you run validate question. So validate question should return these error messages and just test that. Then SQL injection handling, it's kind of similar. Basically, there should be no SQL injection keywords in either the like capitalized keywords in the title or the content. So here, there's the drop table in the first one, and then there's select from in the second one. So basically, um, it passes it through. Uh, um, it basically adds the post. Add post runs validate question. And here you can see validate question um, sanitizes SQL input. So here, um, if there is SQL injection attempt in the title or question, and this is the SQL, basically it parses through and it finds SQL injection patterns, which is according to this one right here. It'll sanitize it. So sanitization basically gets rid of it replaces any SQL injection characters and keywords with a blank space. Um, and yeah, so it sanitizes it, and then basically it checks to see if the sanitized title, which you get from getting all questions, is if they're actually sanitized. So does it contain the semicolon, the apostrophe, or and the asterisk? If it doesn't, then good, it passed. And I'll show you the output at the end once I go over all these tests. Test increment replies and answered questions. So basically, this test to see if increment replies. So if someone adds a reply, does it actually change the number of replies in the database? And also answered questions. So does it now filter it correctly, and does it add that reply to answered questions? So you add a post, and then you automatically increment number of replies. Since we're not testing answer handler, we're not going to actually write a reply. We're just simply going to use increment number of replies. Now, realistically, if you call that, the increment number of replies should be 1. So number of replies column should be 1. And then get answered questions. They should return a result set with only one reply with only one post. If it returns null, that means it didn't work. And basically, yeah. So if replies equals one, since we only have one reply, since we increment reply once, and has answered is true, that means you should pass the test. And this is a special one, which is test special character handling. So basically, for SQL injection, you don't want to remove just because there might be a character that's related to SQL injection, such as like a semicolon or asterisk, doesn't mean you want to remove it necessarily. A lot of times it's not an SQL injection attempt. So here you have two titles with these type of characters, but you want them to actually not remove anything. And this is just mainly testing your standardized SQL. This actually tests your SQL detection method. And basically what happens is ultimately, you want to post something, add post again. I talked about this earlier. It runs validate question, which runs detect SQL injection. Ultimately, if detect SQL injection returns nothing, the content should be the same. There should be no difference in the content because sanitized input should be the same thing as the input previous input, and that's basically what this is. It should contain all the characters that were previously there. And we'll see if that works by the output that'll run very soon. And these are a bunch of helper methods. And I'll also go over the Java doc that corresponds to that. Um, so let's run this. Okay. So as you can see, all six tests passed. Here, the it posted successfully. This one deleted successfully. The content is null. This one passed the two error messages. The third one, for the fourth one, you can see that the problematic characters are kind of removed. For the fifth one, and also again, you run all these queries through a prepared statement, so that's an additional level of security as well. Um, for the fifth one, you can see that reply count is now one and is answered questions is yes. So it'd be true. And here you can see that the input is the same thing as the sanitized input. So as the sanitized output, sorry. So yeah. And let's go over the Java doc. So here we can go here. So this will be the HTML one. So here, as you can see, so the test harness verifies basic CRUD operations, so like deletion. You can reply to things. You can create SQL injection prevention, special character handling, reply counting functionality, and input validation rules. So this is just a basic go over of this. Um, and here's a little summary for all of them. As you can see, it's just the main entry point for the test. All these are consistent. I'm not going to go over all that because I've already gone over them. Here you can see that you basically it what it returns, which is void for these tests, and what's basically being done here. Um, for the print ones, you can see a little bit more specific. You can see the void return type, and what's being done, the parameters that are inputted. Since there's no parameters for the test methods, there's not really much to write for there. But yeah, you can see that the Java doc is pretty consistent with the what I explained. Um, yeah, so that'll be it, and that's my screen share for individual assignment 3.